for 1 minute. It's actually afternoon. Hi, hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Maybe we can shout a little bit.
Yeah,
or come closer.
It's a bit loud here. Yes, it's how it works in the lab.
Can I say, hey Nora? Hey Nora.
Hi, hi Indy. Hi. So we would like to ask from where everyone is tuning in. Because we are in Toronto right now. And here it's 12. Let's see. Thank you for loving our cosmetics.
We can see all your comments. Please.
Yes.
All the love. All the love. Thank you.
Yes. And we are going to ask respond to your questions as well while we were doing here and creating our fabulous serum. Oh, thank you that you love original.
So today we're doing a live formulation, and maybe you guessed it because you can see it on the benchtop in that beaker. But we are making Soothing and Barrier Support Serum for you guys today, live on camera.
One of our favorites here. So as you can see, it's so beautiful pink.
Come closer. Don't be shy.
Closer. Yes, see, this is what we are going to do today. I actually have a fresh batch from this morning, so you can actually see it better, the color, how bright pink it is. So beautiful, right? It's one of our favorites. Yes.
Hi everyone, we see the flags in the chat. We have some people here from Brazil,
Yay!
Oxfordshire, UK.
Yay, Brazil is so hot.
So where are we? We are in Toronto, Canada.
Yes.
And we had our first proper snow of the year today.
Yeah, and it's so annoying because Anna, she's my best friend. She's from Brazil and she's sending her love to me. And I'm sure she's really warm now. Oh, Germany. Nice. Also cold, I guess. Oh, I see one question that I'm going to answer later. What makes pink? Stay tuned. I will respond that in the last steps. Yes, this is actually the most nicer thing about this product, right? So I'll make sure that I will answer that to you guys.
Well, we have people from Illinois. Is that Italian?
I think, yeah.
Italian flag?
Nice.
Yes. Saudi Arabia, Wisconsin, Australia.
Yeah, and India. That's
amazing.
So cool.
South Africa, we see you.
Yes. So much love. Thank you guys. This is amazing.
How are you guys doing today? Everyone doing all right?
I hope so. I mean, it's Wednesday, so we are trying to get excited. Sorry?
So for those of you joining us, we are going to be formulating live one of our most beloved serums, SBSS, or Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. We're just waiting for everyone to tune in so that no one's left behind when we start formulating, because you know there's a lot of actives in this serum and we don't want anyone to miss out on the steps. So we're going to show you exactly how we make this in the research and development lab. This is where we are right now.
Oh yeah, we didn't present our lab actually.
Yes, take it away. Take it away. Where
I actually
are we?
forgot. Yes, so we are in our R&D lab. It is where our formulations are created, and as you can see down, it's a pretty huge lab. We are just in the beginning of it, and we have so many benches, so many chemists, scientists working here, and it is basically where, as we can say, where the creation happens, our creativity happens when it's attached to science. So that's why I'm so excited to work here. And it is so beautiful, so bright. I feel I'm so lucky to work here every day. So I hope you enjoy.
Me too.
Yes, and your desk is just
outside the lab.
Yeah, but she's here every week. So
yes, yes, teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go through the chat quickly. We have happy birthday. Someone has a birthday. Kuwait.
Hi Moza.
Hi Moza.
Hi Moza.
Hi from Germany, Albania. Can you say hey Lily?
Yes.
Hey Lily.
Hi from Spain. Nice. I love it. Love Spain as well. The US. Oh yeah, the lab is so beautiful. Thank you. Amazing.
We can start.
Okay. So we're ready to start. And just a reminder, we are live formulating Soothing Barrier Support Serum. And now I'm going to hand it over to Clara, who's going to introduce herself, and then I'll introduce myself, and we'll get started.
Yes. Thank you, Gersha. So my name is Clara, and I am an applied research scientist here at Asiatica. And my work is basically to bring new ingredients, new active ingredients and technologies to concept. So here at Asiatica, the way we do it, all the concepts are made or created by scientists. It's not only marketing, but we have our say that. So everything is based on science. And I will also try to bring a bit of my formulation knowledge today. And as Bersha said, formulate our beloved SPSS for you guys.
Awesome. So hi everyone, I'm Bushra. I am a biologist by training. I have a PhD in cell biology, but here I am at The Ordinary. I'm the Associate Manager of Scientific Communications. And so my role here is to support all of the science that we have in-house and that we generate in-house and bring it to you guys, the consumers, who are so informed. And we love to showcase our science, and I'm kind of the bridge between all of the lovely labs that we have in-house and all of the data that we generate here. And I help bring it to our internal teams for education purposes and also the audience so that you understand what your products do and why we're confident in what they do based on evidence that we know about each product. Okay, so back to Clara.
Yes, so let's get started. I would like to start introducing a little bit about the base. I hope you can see and explain from where we are going to start.
Got it.
So as you can see here, it's pretty white, different from what you're used to see, right? So the reason why, it's basically when we are creating a classic emulsion, we have two phases. You have to think we have water and we have oil, and they are separated. And we have to heat them until a certain temperature and then mix them together using a class of ingredients named emulsifiers. Those are going to do the magic here of blending those two phases together. And so that's how we get this beautiful base. And after that, as you can imagine, after a higher temperature, there are many active ingredients that they are sensitive to temperature. So that's why you have to wait until the base is in the room temperature, as we are now, to be able to add them. And those are the steps that we are going to show you today, and especially how we have this pink color after. And to do that, we use two equipments here. Maybe I can show you a little bit and explain about them. This first beautiful one here, we call it homogenizer. So this one is to be used with solid, basically because it goes in a higher speed. So this will help us to blend and homogenize all the solid particles that we have in our formulation. Okay, and then we are going to move to this beautiful mixer. This is a bit simpler, if we can say, because we use in a lower speed. So we are going to add the ingredients that are easier, as we can say, to blend it into the formulation. So basically everything that is liquid, but don't be afraid. I will show you exactly how to use them. So do you want to add anything?
Do you want to add anything? Clara did a really good job of telling us exactly what we're going to be doing with the base. But I think, just want to reiterate, an emulsion, like Clara said, is a mixture, in this case, of oil and water. And oh yes, please show them the
I want to
texture.
show you the texture, yeah, thank you. So just to complement what you were saying, even though it's an emulsion, it's a really light emulsion.
Kind of like watery mayonnaise. Like mayonnaise is like an emulsion that everyone's familiar with. Like mayo is, if you think about mixing together two things that really don't want to be mixed together, like oil and water, they're not super friendly. That's why you need, as Clara said, emulsifying agents to help the chemistry and blending of those products.
Yes.
What's also important to note about the base is that this has 2 of our key actives in it for this product already. So the niacinamide, thank you. The niacinamide is already in the base as well as our ceramides, and I think we're ready to get started.
Yes, and also just to complement what you were saying about the texture. So, as you can see, it's a really light emulsion, and it is okay to be layered with another emulsion or moisturizer if you feel that your skin is still dry. So it's okay to add that in the. We put it as a treatment in the middle. So because of the texture, we can layer with moisturizer layer.
Okay, you know what? I'm seeing Ricolo 0704 is saying, please tell us how to layer these products. Okay, so I feel like we have so much information that we want to tell you that we're gonna not start the action, but very quickly, this is an emulsion, so you would first want to use your water-based serums. If you're using any water-based serums, that would go on first after you prep your skin. First, prep your skin, then your water-based serums, then you would use your emulsions because they're that in-between point, not water, not oil, emulsion, so emulsions, and SBSS is an emulsion. And then if you're using any oil-based serums, you would follow with that, and if you're not, then you can go straight to your moisturizer, whatever is your preference, and that's your seal step and your last step, and then you're good to go. And we're gonna get started.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
Our director off camera.
is giving a cue to us to repeat. So today we are going to formulate our beautiful Soothing and Barrier Support Serum, our pink serum, this one. So as I was saying, we are going to start with the base, and I will guide through the steps, and then we are going to get this final color here.
Right. Before we get started in it, can you let everyone know what the Soothing and Barrier Support Serum is good for?
Oh my god, yes, absolutely. Okay, so as the name implies, it is a product dedicated to be soothing for the skin and also to support the barrier. And not just support the barrier, but strengthen it, because we have testing that shows that a damaged barrier can be repaired in less than 2 hours by SBSS. And so soothing, calming, barrier repair, but also calming the look of redness. So as we talk about each of the actives, we'll be telling you exactly how each of the actives contribute to these key benefits, and we're gonna get started.
Yes, let's go. So we are going to take our beautiful base into the homogenizer. Remember when I was saying this is the equipment that is going to bring a lot of speed and shear, and it's going to be a bit loud, so I have to shout out. I have to scream a little bit more. So let's start here. Down. Okay, now here.
While they're answering these questions, Bushra, can you let us know a few things that are in the ingredients for Soothing and Barrier Support Serum?
Oh my god, absolutely. So we have 8 key technologies in Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. And the first one that we're going to start with is actually from Sika, or Centella Asiatica. And this is a plant, and I think it's...
Can you show you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Thank you. So can you see here maybe? Down. This is
see it?
yes.
Amazing. What's important to note about how we're using the product, how we're using this ingredient in our product, is that we're not using it in an extract form. An extract would contain kind of all of the bioactive molecules in the ingredient, and this ingredient is from Centella Asiatica, which is a plant. It's super common in traditional medicine, but what we're doing is using 3 molecules that we know have bioactivity in the process of protecting your skin from environmental irritants. So we chose those 3 molecules from all of the bioactive molecules, and those are the ones that Clara is adding into the base right now.
Yes.
Do you guys want to see the formulation closer? Give us some thumbs up.
Yes, please. We can show you really closer. And while I'm putting the Centella Asiatica here in the formulation, I can bring a fun fact about it. So actually, the hardest part of
Whoopsies!
oh my god!
Rescue mission!
I mean, this is happening. It's live, guys. It's live. So, so the most complicated step of this formulation was to establish which solvent would be good to solubilize this powder, because as you can see, it's a powder, right? And so that took so many trials to establish a good solvent. What is a solvent? It's actually what helps to blend this powder into the formulation. So since it is a pretty much oil soluble powder, that's mainly why it took some time. So that was a little fun fact about the formulation development here. So now the powder is there. Everyone can see. Perfect. So I will just set up the homogenizer.
It's really important for Clara to make sure that the probe part is level with the beaker because we don't want to break the glass. So
Yes.
Clara is adjusting the stage, adjusting the instrument to make sure it's in the perfect spot for
Yes.
perfect blending.
You know, safety first.
Yes.
I don't want to break anything and be fired today. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Okay. So I'm going to start, and this is going to be a bit loud, as I said. So we are going to adjust to 200.
All right. And while Clara's adjusting that, for those joining us, we're actually here today formulating our viral Soothing and Barrier Support Serum.
Yes.
It sounds really unhappy, but trust us, this is just normal sounds in the R&D lab.
Just trust the process, guys. Trust the process.
And for those asking how often you can use the Soothing and Barrier Support Serum, you can use it every day, morning and night.
Here we have to mix really vigorously. Because as I said, we want to be really, really homogeneous, okay?
So currently there's a metal piece inside the metal piece that you can see here that's spinning really fast. Like if I look at the speed, Clara has it at 1,700 turns per minute. So that's RPM, going really fast.
Yes.
Looks like nothing is happening, but it's spinning.
It is spinning a lot. And the way the homogenizer works is basically there is small spaces between the probe, and this creates pressure and force to make the particles go through it. That's why it gets so homogeneous, and we have to make sure that everything is really blended. It's not only noise, it's also blending. Okay. Now I'm going to take my spatula here just to be sure that everything is well blended, nothing in the walls. Okay. It can get a bit messy, but
That's
it's okay.
just part of the process.
Yes, it's when I'm off cameras, I'm not this messy, okay? But I'm just a bit nervous today. So here we almost, yes, I'll just leave for a little longer because we'll have to be here for 2 minutes. Okay.
And while Clara's having the homogenizer working, does anyone have any questions for us about the Soothing and Barrier Support Serum?
Yes, please. See. Oh, I see a comment in Portuguese. Thank you, Renata. She said she used it and she loves it. Thank you. And check mine.
What is this for? Okay, so for those of you tuning in, we're currently in the process of creating the Soothing and Barrier Support Serum live. And so Clara, our formulator here with us today, and also applied research scientist, is preparing the base. And so to the base, we just added 3 actives from Centella Asiatica. And I think we're ready for step 2.
Yes, we are going to move to the step 2. So please come with me to the second equipment. So this one is our mixer. Okay, and we are going to stay here for a while because our 3 next steps basically are using this equipment. So let me settle here. That is in the right place.
Again, yes, Clara has to make sure that the probe is not going to break the glass, so adjusting both the instrument and also the stage to make sure it's at the right level.
Yeah.
Also, check out the seatbelt for the beaker, you know, that's so that it doesn't like shoot off if something was to go wrong.
Yes,
Safety
exactly.
first, even for the beaker.
It's also important to make sure that the blades are not going to touch the walls of the beaker. So, as Burchard said, safety first. We don't want to break anything today. So, please don't. So here we are going to add our step 2, which is our sugar-based hydrators. So,
What do they look like?
They
Do I
are
drop
really,
it?
I have, but it's actually better with a spatula.
Okay.
Because they are pretty much viscous, as here. See, they are
Like thick syrup.
exactly. So if we use the pipette, it can be a bit hard.
It'll get
to-
stuck. It
yeah,
won't come up.
to stop that. Yes, exactly. So as you can see, now that I have here set up, I will just add them before. Just make sure that everything is okay. Oh, adding. Do we have any questions?
I am reading.
Yeah. A few of our audiences wants to know, is the Soothing Barrier Support Serum safe for rosacea?
Well, it helps with soothing if we think that's that way. So it helps to calm the skin, which is great when we have some sort of redness or irritation
Or discomfort.
or
Totally.
discomfort. Yes, basically discomfort. So it might help, but it's basically for so it's basically to help with the discomfort that the dry skin can have.
And someone wants to know, can you mix this with retinol?
Absolutely. You can definitely use this in the same routine with retinols, and this would just help alleviate, for instance, if you experience any irritation or discomfort with using retinols, it would definitely help with that, so it would have a soothing effect. It's important to know where your product or your retinol falls in terms of whether it's water-based, whether it's an emulsion, or whether it's oil-based. And this is also applicable to any other product that you want to layer with Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. So earlier in the live, we were explaining how this serum is an emulsion. So the order of using your products would be water-based first, followed by an emulsion, and then followed by oil-based serums if you're using any oil-based, followed by a moisturizer.
Okay.
It's also nice to complement that this is a good serum to be paired with after peelings. So if you use any of our assets to peeling effect, this is a good pairing. So this would help to soothe and calm the skin after. Okay, so let's start to blend it in. So here, as you can see, we go at much lower speed, RPM. The limit is 500. And this is enough. As you can see, I want to show here. We have to create kind of a vortex. So this means that everything is being well blended in. And this is a much silent equipment if we compare with the homogenizer. Beautiful. And here we are going to stay also for around 2 minutes. So I think we can respond more questions if we have, or comments.
Before we do that, the people that are joining right now, can you let them know what we're working on?
Sure. So today we are in our beautiful R&D lab formulating our Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. Yes, thank you. The pink one.
This, guys, we're making Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. We're making a fresh batch just for you.
Yes, and you can see the magic today.
I see we have a lot of questions about, is a certain product okay for a certain skin condition or stuff like that. As much as I would love to read all of them and tell you exactly yes and no, I think a big part of it is that while something might work for someone who you feel may have a certain similar skin condition to you, I feel that all of our skin is so different and unique that even if a company tells you this is okay for, suppose, acne or sensitive skin, please patch test your products. Patch testing feels like it takes forever, like it takes days, like you don't want to do it, you're so excited to put the serum on your face, but you will thank yourself when you patch test. Like, this is the kind of area that you should patch test. You can also patch test on your forearm, but if you, oh, how do you patch test? Okay. And also, a patch test is not a one and done. You must try the product consistently for a few days in the same spot. So you can rub it into your forearm, like right here. And then you should also, this is a good spot for patch testing, like your jaw area, so you can do a little dab there. But please, please, please patch test your products, because you never know, you know? I've had it happen to me too. And then you're sad for many days because you didn't patch test your product correctly. Okay. Are we ready for step 3?
Oh, actually,
sorry.
I just remember one thing. We forgot to explain about the hydrators, what they do.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Okay. So we saw that those, sorry, Clara first.
Okay. So step 2, as we were talking about earlier, we have our hydrators. It's a blend of it. So those are emollients, and those ingredients are responsible to attract water and lock them in our skin. So this is so that is what brings the hydration part for this beautiful serum. So we have 3 benefits here, right? First is skin barrier enhancement. The second one is the soothing part, the calming, and also hydration. And those are the ingredients responsible for this part.
There's nothing to add because Clara said that perfectly. So
I learned from you.
Oh, amazing. So now are we ready for the next one?
Yes. We can talk a little bit about the step 3, which is the gallic acid derivatives. If you want to talk a little bit more.
Absolutely.
I will
So
show them.
yes, let's look at it first.
They're really watery.
Awesome. So gallic acid is a molecule that's found in plants, and this serum contains 3 forms of gallic acid, and the forms of gallic acid contribute to the overall benefit of the product. So specifically, these molecules are working together to reduce water that's lost from your skin due to evaporation. So that's helping you keep the hydration that you already have in your skin and helping with hydration overall. And Clara's been adding it sneakily in the back.
Yes, if you want to see the droppers, they are really simple. Oops. It happened. So as you can see, they are really easy to be blended in since they are really light in texture. So it's basically water-based. They're water-soluble, sorry. So that's why they are super easy to be added. As you can see, nothing left. So we are going to make sure that they are really well incorporated to the formulation until we go to step 4, which is going to be a bit similar. Okay.
So we have some questions in the chat about.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I was distracted reading questions in the chat.
I want to do the question.
Of
Okay,
course,
yes.
and you can also chime in.
Okay.
But lots of questions around blemishes. What can you use for blemishes? I feel like I would recommend, and we have a lot of different products. Whether it's like it depends, right? Because are you trying to target a blemish before it happens? Like, are you noticing an irritation in your skin? Is it like fully there and now you want a product? Is it the post blemish mark that you're concerned about? So I think there's different stages of a blemish. So definitely you can go on our website and even find products that are targeted to different stages of blemishes. But my favorite one to recommend is niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. And I think the synergy between the ingredients, those 2 star ingredients in this product, are so good for blemishes. Conditioning the skin, targeting the blemish, and making that post-blemish mark fade a little bit. That's my recommendation. But
Yes.
Clara, do you have any?
No, I absolutely
picks?
love this product. It really changed my life. To be honest, because my skin's super oily.
Okay, and also, what are we doing? We are making SBSS, Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. We're about
Pink serum.
maybe halfway through making the product.
Yeah,
So we've added a couple actives to the base, and Clara, and we're scientists here in the R&D lab, in case people missed that. Yeah.
Even though we don't look like sometimes, we are too young, but we are.
Yes, we are in charge.
Okay, so we can move to step 4. Yes, I'll just put a little bit up. Yes. Okay, so our 4th step is when we add the bisabolol. Bisabolol. I think I'm saying that wrong because of my Brazilian accent, but anyways. Oh, you all know it because this is such a well-known. Oh, sorry, I should be showing that way. It's just such a well-known ingredient.
It really doesn't want to come off the spatula.
Yes, and the quantity that is needed is not that much because it's such a powerful ingredient. And the main benefit it brings is to be soothing and calming, basically.
Absolutely. And maybe an easy way for anyone who's like really loves to remember these fun facts about ingredients is to think of the benefits being soothing and calming, and then also thinking of in nature, where is bisabolol found in like really high abundance? Chamomile or chamomile, however it's said. But that tea is usually associated, when it's used in tea form, associated with like calmness, soothing, and that's a good way to remember what bisabolol does.
Yes, such
Now,
a great ingredient. And as
we're adding it in.
Yes. As I said, it's just a little bit because it's a really powerful ingredient. Here, just finishing to add them. Make sure that everything is going in. Yes. Basically, yeah, everything's there. So I will just finish the blender there. Make sure that everything's well done. Well done, thank you. You can put it in the back.
Yeah, people are like, what are you making? What are you
Oh
making?
yeah, this is a good
This
thing.
is not a new product, my friends. This is an existing product, and it's Soothing and Barrier Support Serum.
Yes. Just make sure that everything's here. There's nothing in the wall. This is actually a really important step, so we make sure that we are not losing active ingredients, and we make sure that everything is inside the formulation.
Think of it like baking a cake, but in extreme mode. Like
Yeah.
everything has to be super over the top and thorough.
Yes. This actually reminds me one interesting point about this formulation. So you might be thinking, oh, this is actually not super complicated to do it because, the ingredients are most of them liquid, so you're just dropping them in. However, this is because the formulation is already developed, is already created, and it took it 160 trials to us to be able to get this proper texture, the proper way of adding the active ingredients here. So everything has to be really well think of before it looks easy like that. Yes, so we are almost finished here in this part, and we are going to then come back to the homogenizer. Oh, while we are blending, I just remember one thing I want to bring to you guys as an interesting fact. The way we select active ingredients to formulations is basically we firstly try to understand and establish the skin concerns that we want to address, and from there we go after, and this is actually my job. I go after all the active ingredients that I can find in the market that are science-based, and we can actually explain and bring them into categories. So for this case, we had, as I said, 3 categories: at soothing, skin barrier repairment, and hydration. And for each of them, I have the scientist behind it, him or her, has to go after the ingredients that make sense together. And then we have to think, are they going to be compatible? They work well together? How it's going to be? and then that's why we have all those equipments here. We run some trials. So this is such a complex product because it's a multi-active, as Varsha was saying. So we have so many ingredients there that all great and they work really well together, and they are stable, which is the most important part here as well.
If you think about it, you're like, an easy way to think about it is you're bringing in, like, imagine that the ingredients are people. You're bringing in all these different people, different personalities, and you're putting them in one room, and then you're hoping that they're gonna like perform teamwork and work together. And this is exactly the same as mixing ingredients into a formula. It can seem that we're just, you know, picking actives that are, you know, targeting a specific skin concern, but then the next layer of thinking is thinking about, well, how do they play together? Do they all perform well at the same pH of the formula? Do they solubilize in the same kind of base? So these are the questions that the R&D team is tasked with, and they take their time to find the right mix, and all the tests are passed.
Exactly. Much well explained.
Oh my God, no, we did it together.
Yes. Okay, so let's go to the last step here, and I'm going to move back. Sorry, to the homogenizer. Everyone knows what we are doing.
Yes.
Okay then. So now this is the most exciting step actually, because
The most exciting step.
the most yeah, I'm not really looking excited.
We're like, oh, are we screaming? But we're not screaming. You guys can barely hear us.
Yes. Well, you know, me being a scientist, sometimes it's hard to express how excited I am. But I am really excited. So this is when we bring the pink color. Yes, and I want to show you this so close because it's amazing. Please let me know
We
if...
want to show you the molecules
Yes.
of this.
So look at this. So sparkling red, right? Like rubies.
I want to
Almost.
see if I can shine my flashlight on it to like improve the
Color, so you can all...
Is this helping?
Amazing.
Oh yes. Okay, this is
Now I'm
working.
seeing.
Now you can appreciate what we can kind of see
Yes.
here.
So, well, I could spend my whole morning talking about this ingredient, honestly, because it's so amazing. Well, the first thing is, this is not a pigment, okay? This is actually vitamin B12. And this brings so many benefits to our skin. Here, it's also helping with the soothing, to help with the redness in the skin. And you might be asking, why this is red? Why, right? So, inside of this powder here, the vitamin 12 is actually a huge molecule. And inside, really in the middle of it, in the middle part of it, there is a metal named cobalt. And this metal is red. So that's why it's so shiny and so red, as you can see. And then when we blend it into the formula, it's when it becomes pink, because it goes to be, as we can say, dissolve it. And yes, I think this is, from the formulation aspect, this is the most interesting part.
Visually.
Yes,
Sure.
you can visually. Oh yeah. So
Someone wants to know actually, what is B12 good for?
So B12 is good for redness, and it also, so topically, when it's applied to your skin. So I want to share all the information at once, but we'll go in order. So when it's applied to your skin, really good for addressing redness and the look of redness, and also for providing hydration and relief from dryness. But also, vitamin B12 is an essential vitamin for human health. So maybe some of you have taken it like orally for addressing different nutritional needs. But if you've ever opened a bottle of vitamin B12 supplements, they're pink. So, you know, you can confirm what we're saying.
yes, so here we want to show you really, really close the magic. Okay, I will add them first, so I'll make sure that everything that's is going to be inside the formulation and well mixed together, really homogeneous. See, here it's so already beautiful. Okay, now I think everything, make sure that we are not losing much of it. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clara is being very thorough and precise because we cannot lose any of the B12.
Yes. And also I have a reputation. Can you imagine if I lose our main ingredient? Oh yeah, I actually have another fun fact about it.
Wait, sorry, Clara. Before our fun fact, we are literally at the very last stages of making SBSS. For those of you who are tuning in just now, you're about to witness the last step of Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. And you're here with two scientists in the R&D labs of the Ordinary. Okay, back to Clara.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So the fun fact I want to bring here is this ingredient was the last one to be picked. In the original formula, we didn't bring it. But then when we realized all the benefits it can bring, we understood that it would be a perfect match for this formulation and the concept that we were creating. So we are so glad that we found it. And as Brusha was saying, it's basically mostly used for oral supplements, and we wanted to bring the same sort of benefits to the skin. So now I hope you're all prepared, and I'm trying to be prepared as well. A lot of pressure. And just going up.
Oh, yes. And so for those of you who are joining later in the live, we already introduced this instrument, but this is a homogenizer.
Oh yeah, thank you. So exactly.
Homogenizer.
And what it makes is basically when we have solid particles, as I added here, it helps to blend everything together because it has a higher speed and shear, okay? That's why you're going to hear a really loud sound here, but be prepared. And we're going to go up to 3. More than that. Yes, we are at 3,000. Almost 3,000. Yes, now it was.
Oh my God, it looks like a milkshake. It's
coming.
It's not a milkshake though. We're making Soothing and Barrier Support Serum.
Yes, and we have to make sure that all the particles are well dissolved, because we don't want to see, as you can see, the different of phases. So we make sure that that is not going to happen in the end, okay? You have to shake vigorously like that. And I will help with a spatula in the bottom, so we make sure that everything is well blended. Yes.
So for anyone joining right now not knowing anything about what is going on, we just added vitamin B12, which is naturally pink in color, into our formula for Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. So we were making this live with you guys in the R&D labs at The Ordinary.
Yes, I will just make sure. See how we still have some particles here? the spatula, so we have to make sure that everything is well blended, because if we don't, this can bring some instability to the formulation. Do we have more questions or comments? Let's see.
So I'm not sure if everyone heard clearly when Clara was explaining why it's so important that the B12 is mixed through thoroughly. One, because it's an emulsion, so thick liquid, and then we've added in this very fine powder, and we want to make sure it's distributed evenly throughout the product. Not only for delivering a consistent effect wherever you apply it, but also because if not everything is in the same homogeneous format, that can cause the product to be unstable and break apart. So we don't want any of that, and this is why we're making sure we're very thorough with the mixing. It looks pink everywhere, but you know, we need to get it to the point where it's pink everywhere. So this, of course, is finished SBSS. Oh, I can come closer. And for anyone wondering, so this is the research and development lab, which means that all of the formulas for the Ordinary are basically born within these four walls. We have 30 amazing scientists who work in the research and development and applied research teams who are tasked with making sure the formulas are stable and also efficacious. We also have our clinical research labs, which are helping with all of the testing that goes into generating evidence that we're able to tell you about our products as well. What else can I tell you guys?
What's the serum called?
Oh, Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. But I was just going to say, for those of you wondering, this, while all the formulas are created here, and literally when you walk around, you can walk into the person who created one of the favorite products that you love, and they're like the hands behind coming up with the perfect chemistry and formula physics that makes the product stable and work well. But where does the production happen? Not here. This is not where we're producing the products. This is where we generate the concepts and the ratios of the ingredients and come up with a final recipe. But then everything is upscaled at a production facility here in Canada, in Toronto, but not in this building. It's somewhere else, okay? But they're responsible for creating the products in volumes of like 5,000 liters in like tanks, not in like small 100 ml beakers, in tanks that like fill 2 stories, you know? So this is not production, this is research and development. Ta-da!
Oh yeah, I also saw a really interesting comment and question asking if we only do small batches like that. Actually, it is to complement what you're saying. Here in this lab, we since it is a research and development lab, we normally start with small quantities and beakers like that. And once we have the formulation really stable and everything is in order, we start to upscaling. So really in the back of our lab, we'll have, we call it pilot lab, where we start to do the upscaling part. And then we go to our other facility, where we have bigger equipment. And then we do, this is the process. We cannot start big, right? We have to start with small batches, a lot of trials. As I said, this one took 106 trials to become a final formulation. So we cannot do that with huge amounts. And then we just go slowly upscaling it. I hope I asked the question. Yes.
Also, I see comments saying that maybe I'm saying this too fast. Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. I feel like I'm too close. Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. And it looks like this. Woo. How long does it take to create a new formulation? Average time? Good question.
Wow.
Clara?
This is a great question. And I really want to say it depends of the level of complexity of the formulation and the concept. So the way I want to explain it is when we have a single ingredient we call like hero, this it's a bit simpler because everything has to be settled around this ingredient. But in this case, for example, we have a multiple approach, right? We have many ingredients in this formulation, and as we were explaining later, we have to make sure that they're all compatible. So I work mostly on the concept creation, and I usually have around 4 months more or less to create and collect the ingredients, and then we work with the formulation team, and they also take mostly around 4-6 months. So, but this really depends on how complex the formulation is.
Some products are labors of love, like they've taken years. Off the top of my head, I cannot recall, but I've heard the stories. What does Soothing and Barrier Support Serum do? Question in the chat. As the name implies, it is meant to soothe the skin, so target any signs of redness, any irritation or discomfort, feelings of irritation and discomfort. That could be like dryness, itchiness, redness, varies from person to person, whatever you associate with like skin that is not happy. That does not mean broken skin. Do not use any products on broken or compromised skin. This is important to note. How often can you use Soothing and Barrier Support Serum? You can use it twice a day, morning and evening. It's totally fine to use it during the day. I know some of our products, we have a note saying that it's better at nighttime, so this is one that you can use in the day, and you can also use in the evening. And how quickly does it work? So there are a range of benefits. There are a range of benefits being offered by this product, and some of them are quicker to come around, quicker to feel and even see, and some of them take a little bit more time. Instantly, after one application, you're gonna see hydration. We tested this, 86% boost in hydration instantly, and after 2 hours, we did some studies with barrier repair and compromised barrier, and barrier repair starts to happen at 2 hours. So those are some of the effects I can tell you about, and continued use helps with enhancing all of these effects. So continued soothing, continued calmness, and reducing the look of redness. Who can use it? Honestly, anyone, whoever wants to try it can try it. We're not gatekeeping this. I did a big rant about patch testing earlier in the call, and I just want to reiterate, please patch test before you use any product, not just Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. It doesn't matter what any company tells you. If they're like, this product was designed for like eczema or like what have you, like they may have done testing, they may not have done testing. Do not take anyone's word for it. Your skin is unique to you, and your individual feelings are your own and totally valid. Patch test. Let me tell you, patch test is not putting a drop on your skin somewhere on your body once and being like, yeah, I tested it. Patch testing is a science. So you want to make sure you consistently use the product in the same spot of your skin multiple times. So try it over 3 days, try it for a week in the same spot, and make sure that your skin isn't reacting. So you can either patch test on your forearms, which is the skin behind your arm here, and if you're interested in patch testing on your face, which I do as well, you can patch test right here. It's kind of discreet, so it's not like right here, and then if you have a reaction, it's like right there, but it's still your face skin. And your face skin, you can't really compare it to any other part of your body, so to be really, really sure, patch test. What was the question? Sorry, I forgot.
But you did so well. I love it.
I feel so strongly about patch testing. Don't let anyone tell you your skin.
Yes.
Okay, what were we doing? We were making Soothing and Barrier Support Serum.
This beautiful pink color. See,
Ooh la la.
See how homogeneous it is now. And I also want to reinforce about the texture and how we can layer it. So as you can see here, it's super thin emulsion. Oops, sorry. I know nothing about where I have to be, so it's my first time.
You're doing great.
Okay, I hope I'm in the right place. Okay, so as you can see here, it's such a thin emulsion. So even though it is an emulsion, it can be layered in the 3 step. So it can, if you still think that your skin is dry, you can actually add a moisturizer after. And yes, so beautiful. I love this color.
It is so glossy and mesmerizing. I'm just speechless watching Clara move it up and down.
Yeah, I will have take a dropper here, and we can actually apply it.
Any final questions? Because as much as we really enjoyed this, we are not going to be live forever. Oh yes, fresh SPSS. Whoa! Look at that.
I just want to show as well how it blends.
It like runs down, runs down. See the texture. But also what's interesting is if some of you were with us at the very start and we showed you the consistency of the base, it was a lot thicker, right?
Yeah.
And now, because of how all the ingredients and their chemistry play together, the formula feels completely different. And it's not because we were adding like tons of water. You saw all of our like
all the
ingredient pouches were like quite small. So it's truly just the chemistry and how the ingredients play with each other.
And also it's nice to complement that we only added active ingredients. We didn't add any other excipients, as we call it, or adjuvants. So all this texture is because of the active ingredients we explained it here today.
If anyone wants to see my skin, I should have done it before and after. My hands were super crusty. So we're in Toronto. We had a snowstorm today we had snow today for the first time. My hands were super dry because I was holding my hood, like walking like this. And now they look not crusty, so yay! Okay, well, it was lovely hanging out with you guys. And if you like this, send us comments, messages like, yo, do this again. We want to see the scientists, and we'll do it again for you.
Send your questions as well. Thank you so much to be live with us. It was super exciting. Thank you. I love it. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Bye-bye.